Hello, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending upon where you are in the world. And welcome to Mokxa Digital Transformation Series webinar. I am Vincent, the moderator for today's session, and I will be with you for the next 1 hour. In this webinar, we will showcase how you can super accelerate business solutions delivery within the BFSI industry by leveraging the citizen development on low-code, no-code using Joget. But before we begin, let us go over some housekeeping items. First of all, today's session will be recorded, and if you miss out any of our sessions today, don't worry. We will provide you with a recording and slides later, so you will have the access to it, and don't forget to check our inbox. And we are actively taking questions from the audience, so if you have any questions at any time throughout the session, do not hesitate to reach out to us using the Q&A tab at the bottom of the Zoom control panel. Our industry experts will address as many of them as possible at the end of the webinar. You will also be directed to a webinar survey after today's session, and as always, we will be more than happy to hear from you. We would really appreciate it if you could spend a few moments and let us know how we can make this webinar better for you in the future. Today, the session will be led by our guest speaker, Mr. Fahmi Jafar. Fahmi served as the COO at ITAsoft Global, a part of the Mokxa company located in Indonesia. With more than 10 years of industry experience, he has successfully navigated various roles, including developer, system analyst, and project management. Since 2009, Fahmi has been actively associated with the Joget team, making significant contributions to the initial implementation and integration projects of Joget. He has also played a crucial role in leading multiple low-code, no-code application development projects for enterprise digital transformation. Fahmi, would you like to say hi to the audience?
Okay, hi Vincent. Hello, good morning, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining our webinar, and I look forward to discuss further with you in today's webinar. Okay, Vincent, over to you.
Thank you, Fahmi. So he will be speaking along with Gurujot Singh, our software developer at Mokxa Technologies. Based out of Canada, Gurujot has had the opportunity to work with a variety of different customers in the areas of consulting, rapid application development, digital transformation, as well as agile project management and solution delivery. As a software developer, he recognizes and embraces the value proposition of development in a no-code, low-code environment like Joget. He is also a strong believer that anyone ranging from seasoned developer to seasoned IT experts can rapidly create applications to solve real-life business needs at scale. Gurujot, would you like to say hi to the audience?
Absolutely, Vincent. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to join today's webinar, and I'm looking forward to this next hour together. Back over to you.
Thank you, Gurujot. So before we begin, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Mokxa Technologies to you. Established since 2013, Mokxa is a global business solutions provider that deliver peace of mind to our clients, partners, and stakeholders globally through hybrid thinking and deep domain expertise. At Mokxa, we are focused in simplifying enterprise IT, delivering game-changing innovative solutions through our lines of business like CIO services, futuristic platforms like Joget, enterprise architecture, IT security, as well as business solutions, delivery, and support. Today, we are delighted to have a special guest from the Mokxa company, ITAsoft. Established since 2012, ITAsoft brings a successful delivery record in implementing digital transformation within the banking, finance, and service industry across Indonesia. Today, they are here to share their insights and experiences about how you can super accelerate business solutions delivery, leveraging citizen development on low-code leader Joget within the BFSI IT landscape. With that, I would like to invite Fahmi, representing ITAsoft, to take over the stage. Fahmi, the floor is yours.
Okay, thanks, Vincent. Hi, everyone. In today's webinar, we will show you how to leverage citizen development using no-code, low-code platform to accelerate digital transformation in the BFSI industry. The key objective of digital transformation in BFSI industry is to automate and digitize processes in the organizations and to streamline critical process of the organization. This benefit and the needs to improve the customer experience as well as their internal business processes make digital transformation has a very significant increase in the BFSI industry. According to Light Market Research, they mentioned that digital transformation in BFSI market size was valued at more than 52 billion in 2019 and is projected to reach more than 164 billion by 2027, growing at CAGR of 15% from 2020 to 2027. Here, we can see that the BFSI industry will continue to digitally transform. Yeah, as we know that the digital transformation is a set of methodologies, tools, and processes that is used by companies to improve their operational activities and to enhance their sales. In other words, it is used to supercharge business solution delivery, fuel operational excellence, and drive revenue growth. According to Light Market Research, they have shared the benefit of digital transformation initiatives, including first, it enhanced security features. Of course, as we aware that security is the most critical aspect in BFSI transformation. Second, it enhanced the automation of repetitive tasks and it promotes better risk management process. So if we want to achieve those benefits, at minimum, we need to have the right methods and tools. So what methods and tools that can you use based on our finding, the combination of citizen development and the low-code, no-code platform helps the organization to accelerate their digital transformation process. As IDC predicts that the global shortage of full-time developers will increase from 1.4 million in 2021 to 4 million in 2025. This problem, of course, will slow down and also might cause a problem in the digital transformation journey. And to address this problem, we think that you can start utilizing your non-IT team to participate in software development and technology solutions. We could launch the Citizen Development Initiative in the organizations. Now, about the tools, according to Gartner, that by 2025, 70% of new applications developed by organizations will use low-code or no-code technologies, up from less than 25% in 2020. With the emergence of low-code and no-code platforms, the barriers to entry for software development have been significantly lowered. So instead of just relying solely on professional developers, business users and non-developer IT staff are empowered to solve the business problem. We will later see how tools or platforms play an important role in citizen development through the demonstration to be presented by Guru Joget. Now we look at who can be citizen developer. Okay, traditionally, software development has been the domain of IT professionals and programmers. But in citizen development, there will be citizen developers who collaborate with the IT team in apps development process. They can be tech-savvy business users or maybe power users of existing business application or non-coder IT personnel. In the context of citizen development, non-technical employees who possess domain expertise and deep understanding of specific business process can leverage this low-code or no-code platform to create their own software application and other technology solutions. This enables them to address immediate business needs and streamline process without relying solely on IT department or external software development teams. Okay, citizen development has gained popularity due to several reasons and its benefits. First, this makes the application development process faster because citizen developers can quickly create applications and solutions using low-code or no-code platform without the need for extensive coding knowledge. And it will significantly reduce the time and effort required for app development. Secondly, citizen development enables enterprises to be more flexible in customizing features and functions that adapt to their business needs and facilitate immediate changes with its agile environment. Thus, it allows enterprises to do more with less effort. Then, thirdly, these methods foster collaboration between business users and IT departments, creating a symbiotic relationship that enhances productivity. By involving business users directly in the development process, citizen development enables them to articulate their requirements and ideas more effectively. Fourthly, by involving non-IT, non-technical individuals in the development process, these methods break down the traditional silos that often exist between business units and IT departments. Business users gain a better understanding of the technical aspect of application development, while IT professionals gain insights into the specific operational challenges faced by different departments. This shared knowledge and increased collaboration foster a culture of transparency, enabling cross-functional teams to work together more effectively towards common goal. And the last one, by democratizing application development, citizen development methods empower employees at all levels to contribute to the digitization effort of their organizations. With all the benefit that citizen development methods, we believe that many companies are starting to hop on the citizen development. Okay, now we are going to look at our customer success story in implementing citizen development initiatives. But before that, as the integrity pact between ITAsoft and the concerned party, we can't mention the client name. But here are the brief introduction. This company has been operating for more than 40 years and focusing business activities on financing on car loan for new car and used car financing products through a credit service. This is one of the companies that have trusted ITAsoft since 2012. They have received many achievements and successfully recorded total new financing transaction more than 33,000 billion rupiah and net profit for the current around 2,000 billion rupiah. Moving on to their digital transformation journey. Yeah, in 2012, the organizations recognized the need for digital transformation and began utilizing the platform we offer, which is Joget Workflow, as a tool to facilitate this process. Specifically, they started by developing an app to manage their user ID workflow process. This app was designed to streamline and enhance user access approval process within the organizations. Then by 2015, the organizations decided to expand their usage further. They continue to leverage Joget Workflow as a tool for building various applications. Additionally, they integrated with their core system and the surrounding applications that were already in place. And then in 2021, the organizations initiated a citizen development program within their internal structure. This program aimed to empower employees and individuals within the organization to actively participate in the development of applications. By utilizing Joget DX as a platform for citizen development, they provided a user-friendly and low-code environment that enabled non-technical individuals to contribute to the creation of applications. At present, the organization have achieved significant progress in their digital transformation journey. They have successfully launched numerous applications that are built on top of Joget DX platform. These applications span various functionalities and cater to different business needs within the organizations. By leveraging Joget capabilities, the organization have been able to accelerate the development and deployment of these applications, resulting in increased operational efficiency and improved user experience. Okay, based on our experience and also learn from our client journey, we should consider the best practice to implement the citizen development initiatives. First, we should establish governance framework where actually citizen development requires a governance framework that defines policies, procedures, and also the guidelines to ensure the solutions align with the business objectives and comply with the regulatory and security requirements. So we should establish it. Second, provide sufficient training session and resource to educate citizen developers about the methods and also the tools or platform capabilities and limitation. Also, have an expert team or community that can provide support and guidance. About the collaboration, we should encourage citizen developers to collaborate with other department IT teams and subject matter expert to ensure that solution meet the needs and of an user organization. And then we should emphasize also the importance of reusing existing components such as templates, modules, plugin, and also data sources. This is actually to save time, reduce errors, and also maintain the consistency. Then we should train the citizen developers to be aware about the security and compliance measures such as access control, data encryption, and auditing to protect sensitive data and comply with the regulatory requirements. And the last one, we should establish metrics to measure the effectiveness and the impact of citizen developed solution. This can help identify areas for improvement, demonstrate ROI, and justify further investment. All right, I think that's what I can share about the combination of citizen development and the use of low-code, no-code platforms, including success stories from our clients and best practice that we hope can be valuable lessons for all of us. And now I'll pass back it to our host, Vincent. Over to you.
Thank you, Fahmi, for delivering such meaningful insights for all of us. It's fascinating and important to start thinking and realizing how citizen development on low-code Joget can do wonders for businesses to become more efficient, resilient, and scalable at a rapid pace. So moving on, we would like to go ahead and have a poll session to collect some live insights from the floor today. If you don't mind, I bring that on my screen. Yeah, so the polling question should be out right now. And the question is, are you currently leveraging or planning to leverage citizen development on low-code, no-code Joget platform in your organization? You can choose from A, yes, you are already implementing it, or B, if you are actively exploring the possibilities, or C, you are unsure and you would like to actually learn more about it before deciding. So we have already received a few responses coming from the floor, and I'm going to go ahead and leave the poll open for about a minute to make sure that everybody has enough time to make their choice. And so while waiting for the people to cast their vote, just a gentle reminder to folks on the call, if you do have any comments, suggestions, or questions, just go ahead and send it over on the Q&A tab at the bottom of the Zoom control panel, and we will make sure to get back to those as many as possible towards the end of today's session. Okay, poll is now closed. And let us take a look at the result. So again, the question is, are you currently leveraging or planning to leverage citizen development on low-code, no-code Joget platform in your organization? And overwhelming percentage of 50% has already implemented citizen development. Another 25% are actively exploring the possibilities and would like to learn more. So next capabilities of Joget DX 8 and during demonstration banking using DX 8 further over.
Thanks very much, Vincent. I think Vincent cut out there for a second, so I'll just reiterate what he was saying over there. So next we'll be going over the demo, which is going to be the Banking Customer Onboarding application. But before we go into the demo, let's talk about what the platform is. So I'd like to introduce Joget at this point, and there are three important points that differentiate Joget. So the first is simplicity. So it's simple enough to be used by citizen developers. You don't need any experts in order to develop full-fledged applications within Joget. The second is the flexibility. So it is extensive plugin architecture and it supports all types of apps. For example, data-driven, process automation, workflow, and mobile. So you can leverage it for no code, low code, as well as your pro code needs. And finally, it is openness. So it is open source and it has open plugin architecture and it supports various OSS, as well as database deployments like on-prem, on-demand, and so forth. So that is the power of leveraging a platform like Joget. So let's talk about Joget DX8 and how we actually develop within Joget. So in Joget, we have the app composer that allows us to create applications and intuitively build them out using four major pillars. So the four major pillars are the form builder, the list builder, the process builder, as well as the UI builder. The form builder, which is the first one over here, just if you can go back. Yeah. So here is where we can actually drag and drop screens, widgets, menus, and beautiful interfaces. So you can see on the left side over there, we have a number of different elements which we can actually use to drag and drop to actually build out those forms very, very quickly. The second one is the list builder. So the list builder allows us to create empowering search and browse experiences with relevant data organizations. So for example, when we submit those forms and we have 100 records within the system, we can leverage the data list element in order to view those records and access them. The third one in this case is the process builder. So the process builder is where we can build that backend workflow. So we can drag and drop to create and customize these workflows, similar to how you see on the screen over there. We have a number of different elements similar to the form on the left, how we can drag and drop, for example, the participants, the activities, the tools, and so forth. So there's a number of different options available to your needs. And finally, we have the UI builder. So the UI builder is where we can actually build that user experience and that user interface and create that customized UI with specific permissions, link them to those forms, those lists, and other elements, for example, dashboards and reporting, and build a beautiful and complete application. So that being said, we'll go to the next slide now, where we'll go into building the Joget DX8 demo. But before we jump into the demo, I wanted to give a little context about what we'll be doing. So on the left side, we can see a form in this case, which is a confidential client profile. So in here, we see a number of different sections, for example, the company name, completed by date. Then we have some basic information. You can see family information. And what we will do is digitally transform this form into Joget. And we can see on the right side over there, we actually have a workflow that we have built out, which is a one-step approval process where the client will submit the request. It'll go over to the manager for review, and they can decide whether it's going to go back for clarification, approve, or rejection. And then below that, we can see one more image, which is actually that form that we start to create in Joget. So that being said, I will share my screen now, and we can actually go over the demo. So before we actually start the demo, I thought it'd be cool to show you guys what an application will look like within about 30 minutes worth of work, so you can see what to expect. And then we'll actually go in and build that application together. So first, just going to hide this video panel here. There we go. So we can see that we're logged into the admin user, and we can see that we're here accessing the Banking Customer Onboarding application, and we're on the dashboard. And when we come to the dashboard, we can see 4 main cards over here. So we can see the total applications within the system in totality, and we can see that breakdown logically from in progress, approved, rejected. Below that, we can actually see a couple pie charts that break down that data further. And the first one is applications by status. So we can see the percentage-based statuses of where the applications are at within the system, whether they're approved, rejected, in progress, or there's clarification required, it's sent back to the client. And then we can also see, for example, a breakdown of the applications by the roles or the professions in this case. Scrolling down a little further, we can see that data list element we talked about under all applications. So we can see all of the requests within the system, and we have the ability in this case to search by status, and we can see all of the statuses here of the items. So I'm just going to navigate over. We just saw what the admin view is like. Why don't we look at, say, for example, a client in this case, or a customer, which is in this case, CAT I'm logged into over here. So we can see logged into CAT, we have the actual form over here for submitting the client onboarding. And we can see that form that we discussed in the previous slide, which breaks down those individual sections. So for example, we can see the client information over here. Below that, we can see the basic information, the family information, and we can break it down further to different sections like assets, liabilities, life insurance, disclaimer, as well as supporting documents where you can provide your identification docs, your financial docs, and then provide your signature. So essentially, that form that used to be manual and handwritten, we have the ability to digitally transform it here very, very quickly within Joget, as you can see in front of you. So that being said, just to give a little context, now we'll actually pivot over and go into a new environment and actually create this application together. So here I am in the Joget instance where we're at the App Center, which is the landing page for Joget. And there's 3 important buttons over here: design new app, import application, and download from marketplace. For this demonstration, we'll be using the design new application. And below here, we can see all of the applications within the Joget environment that we've created. So why don't we come in and actually design a new application? And here we have the option to either create an application from scratch. You can actually leverage an existing template, for example, a customer supplier and partner, as well as a single level approval. We will be building from scratch for the demo. And let's say we're going to be building the banking customer onboarding and assigning a name over here, Banking Customer Onboarding. And all I'm doing over here is just assigning an application ID and name that will reflect the application that we're building. Once we do that, we're brought to that app composer that we had mentioned before in the slides that has those 4 major pillars. So we have the form builder, list builder, UI builder, and the process builder. We'll begin by using the form builder in this case. So I can just click on add new, and we can say, for example, the ID is new application. We'll assign it a form name. And here we'll define the table name in which once we submit the form, where is the data going to be stored? So that's a really cool thing that we don't have to create the table structure as well. It's taken care of for us automatically. So I'm just going to click on save over here, and we can see where we can actually start building out the form. So on the left side, we have a number of different options available to us. So let's actually start by labeling the first section, and we can say in this case, we have the client information. And we can say, for example, this is going to be 3 different sections or 3 different columns, and we can drag in some text fields over here. So I'm going to drag in 3 text fields. The first one, for example, we can say is going to be the company name. We'll assign a label and an ID, and under advanced options, we can do, for example, basic validation just to make sure it's mandatory. The individual has to fill out this field. The second one in this case, we can say is completed by. And under the advanced options, we have a really cool feature in Joget called a hash variable, which basically allows us to dynamically populate information. So let's say, for example, the individual who's submitting it in the form, it's always going to be the current user with their full name that is going to be populated here. We can actually populate that data with the use of the hash variable. And then finally, similar to the hash variable for the current user, we could do something for the date over here. For example, if we come to the value, we could use a different hash variable. We have a number available to us. We could do date format, and here assign the format. For example, let's say we want year, month, day, insert, apply changes. And now we can see today's date here will automatically dynamically be populated. So if they fill out the form tomorrow, it will reflect tomorrow's date and so forth. So now let's say the next section, we're going to do basic information. And we can continue to build out the form. For example, if I add 3 columns over here and we drag in some more text fields. And over here in this case, we can say that this is going to be the client name. Here, for example, let's say preferred method of contact, whether it be email or phone, so forth. And let's say, for example, best time to contact. So we can continue to build out the basic section, but why don't we actually come over and start working on the next section in this case? And let's have this section the family information, and let's try to add in a different element, for example. So let's search over here and look for spreadsheet, and we can just drag in the spreadsheet element over here and start to build this out. So let's say it labels family information, and we can start to add columns over here. So I'm just going to expand, and we can say, for example, the first one is going to be name. We can add a second one over here and say, for example, this one is going to be age. For the third column, we can say, for example, number of children. And then if we want to add one more, we can say, for example, any additional comments if they do feel free to add. And then under the UI section, which is the next section over here, we can add spare rows. So for example, let's say we want it to be 4 spare rows, and they also have the ability to add. We can assign that there, and we can see that we've built up this family information section over here with the spreadsheet to fill out. We'll add one more section in this case. Let's say we want to add supporting documents. And again, over here on the left side, let's search rather than spreadsheet. We can say we want a file upload field. We can say that this is the label supporting docs. And once again, under advanced options, we'll see options available to the specific file upload field. So in this case, for example, we can say the file type. Let's say, for example, we want to allow PDF, doc type, and PNG. We can do so over there. And then scrolling down a little further, we can say maybe we want multiple files uploaded. For example, their identification documents, any supporting documents, registration documents. You can allow multiple file uploads over here. Click on apply changes. And then finally, let's say that once they filled out this entire form, we want them to add a signature, basically confirming that they have completed this form. So just in a couple minutes, we were able to build out a basic structure of this form. We can save this form over here. And now what we can do is we can actually start to build out some of the other components. But another cool feature in Joget is rather than building out that data list and that process manually, which you can do, you can leverage this button over here at the top called Generate App, which allows you to build that data list or that approval process from this form. So in this case, the CRUD over here is a data list that has the functionality to create, read, update, and delete information. And then below over here, if we generate the process from this form, it'll be a one-step approval process in which the customer in this case can submit their application. And then, for example, the bank can come in and do that respective approval and send it back if needed, otherwise approve it or reject it. So I'm just going to click on generate over here, and we can see both elements have been generated. And before going into explore those two elements further, those pillars, let's actually launch the UI, having only built this one form. So we can see over here, the UI has been built. So we can see, for example, manage applications. We can come over the approval process and see if I click on submit new application, here is the form that we had actually built out. And we could actually go through and complete this process. But before doing that, let's pivot back over. Just wanted to show that for a second and come back to the process. And let's look at what the process was that was built and see how we can leverage this process builder. So we mentioned before in the slides, we have a number of elements available to us on the left that we can leverage using drag and drop. For example, we have the applicant. We could say that this is the customer. And then over here, approver, we have the banker. We could drag in, say, for example, we wanted to do a second approval. You could drag it in over here and reflect the mapping accordingly. So using drag and drop, you can quickly build out that workflow. And then behind the scenes, you can actually configure each of the elements. For example, the activities are mapped to forms. So we can see over here, the approval is going to be mapped to a specific form. In this case, the new application that we have for the approval. And similarly, the email tool over here, these tool elements are mapped to a number of different tools that we have available to us. So if we look at one of the tools that are configured, we can see over here, it's mapped to an email tool and we have the mapping. Who is it going to? What is the subject? What is the message? But we have a number of different tools available to us over here. For example, if you want to do an API call or a SOAP call or TensorFlow, we have a number of options available to us over here. So that is what the process element is. So I'm just going to close this tab over here and come back to the UI. And let's say before we actually run through this process, we want to quickly enhance the UI. So I can just click over here through the administrator tools for the menu. And we're brought to the UI builder over here, as can be seen on the top left. And what we can do is under these sections, we can just quickly change the theme over here. So let's say, for example, we want to do a color admin theme. Come on next. And let's say the menu position, rather than doing a side menu, we want it to be below the header. And let's say, for example, we really like this color theme, but you have a number of options available. You can just click on save over here. And now when I come to refresh the application, we can see that we've rapidly changed and modified and beautified the UI with just a few clicks of a button. So that being said, why don't we come in now and submit the form that we created? So let's say, for example, the client information, we're just going to fill it out. Joget completed by admin. We can see that the hash variables have automatically filled out the data based on who is filling out the form because I'm logged into admin. And we can see the date reflected here. We can see the basic information, myself. We prefer email, and we can say best time to contact is evenings. And I can fill out this family information as well. And fill out any additional comments, and you can continue to fill out for each family member as well. And then finally, any supporting documents. So for example, if I wanted to upload a PDF, I could do so over here, and then I could provide a signature and click on submit. At which point the process, the workflow that was created will trigger, and it'll go over to the banker for the approval. So because I'm logged into admin for the purpose of this demo, I'll be showcasing the approval through the admin role. So we can see under the inbox, we can see that respective line item here for approval. We can see as the approver, the form is read only, so we can review all of the data. And according to all of the data, we can download, for example, the files and review the files. And then we can come back and do the approval. So in this case, let's say, for example, I wanted to send it back for clarification and say, need more supporting documentation on finances. And that will reflect over here in the approval trail. So this comment or this remark that we've given will reflect here for the client to view. So we have a history trail of the entire workflow process that happens. So I'll just click on complete. It'll go over to the client in this case for clarification, as can be seen. They can come back and now they have the ability to write as well. So they can make any reflected changes. Just scrolling down, they can see the remarks, need more supporting document on finances. They can come back over here, upload any additional documents they need to. Click on complete, at which point it will go back over to the banker in this case for that approval. They can review once again in read only, see the application. We can see the reflected changes over here. And according to that, we could send it back for clarification. For example, reject it, or in this case, we'll approve it. So that being said, that is a very quick demo on how we can create in Joget. I've showcased how we can actually create an application in under 30 minutes, which I've created with the dashboards. And we've also built an application over here that showcases how we can actually build out this form very, very quickly. So I hope that gives everybody a little more context. That being said, I'll pass it back over to you, Vincent.
Thank you, Guru Jot, for unveiling the prowess of the Joget platform. It's truly fascinating to witness how we can instantly turn business ideas into enterprise-grade application within a matter of a few minutes. With that, we'll move on to the second poll of the day, and let me bring up the question. Okay, so after hearing from Fahmi and Guru Jot, are you all getting excited and open to discussing your organization's specific challenges and requirements with our experts to identify how Joget DX can help? Feel free to make a choice. I'm going to leave this poll open for about a minute. And just another quick reminder that today's event is being recorded, and if you have missed any of it, or if you want to watch it again, we will be sending an email to you after the event with the attached on-demand link. So don't forget to check your inbox as well as your spam mail. All right. Looks like we've got quite a number of positive responses from the floor, and I'm going to end the poll counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, poll ended. Thank you to those who showed interest in exploring more about citizen development on Joget DX8. Our team will reach out to you soonest after the webinar. All right, we have reached a pivotal moment in our webinar where Fahmi will take the stage once again, and he's going to give a concluding lines that actually encapsulate the essence of our discussion, paving the way for the exciting Q&A session that lies ahead of us. So let's eagerly listen to his closing remarks, and the spotlight is yours again. Fahmi, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Vincent. Yeah, if we talk about the future outlook for citizen development from our perspective, it looks very promising, with the potential to significantly impact the way organizations develop and deploy software applications. The low-code and no-code platform used in citizen development are constantly evolving and becoming more sophisticated, which means that citizen developers will have even more powerful tools in their hand. We believe that citizen development will build a bridge between IT and your other departments and helps them to collaborate faster and solve problems more efficiently. From my presentation and also the experiences we had with the customer, as well as the demonstration shown by Guru Jot just now, we hope that you gain insights into the combination of methods and tools that supercharge us to achieve the success of our digital transformation plan. All right, I think that's what I can share about it. Vincent, over to you.
Thank you so much, Fahmi, for shedding light on the outlook of citizen development on Joget. So to ensure all our audience today gain a better understanding of real-world use cases, let us take a closer look at the practical side of things and explore some of the business value that Mokxa's clients have achieved through the implementation of citizen development on Joget. First on the list, Allied Benefit Systems, the largest third-party administrator in the US, they was able to empower business IT in their app development lifecycle and have successfully deployed multiple applications in a matter of weeks. One of the solutions, the group healthcare client onboarding application, has helped them to achieve a 10 times faster healthcare client onboarding, 50% productivity improvement, and a 27% ROI all within 6 weeks after going live. According to the CIO of an engineering solutions provider in a GCC, citizen development on low code has helped them to reduce the burden of tedious tasks for their day-to-day software development. They were able to rapidly turn their requirements into a fully functioning ZCA compliance application 85% ahead of the initially planned time, completely digitalizing their invoice management system in both Arabic and English, along with QR code generation capabilities. Also, at one of the counties in California, US, one citizen developer was able to automate their statewide cloud recording workflows using Joget. In 6 months, 8 business processes were completely digitized through more than 150 user screens. On top of that, we help the client to effectively manage their resources by reducing a team of 8 to 4. A smaller team was now able to focus their expertise creatively on business activities. So moving on, we have now come to our Q&A of the hour, and we have received a couple of questions and comments from the floor. Thank you for bringing it up, and let us get to some of those. So the first question is coming from John, asking that, what were the challenges in implementing citizen development and how to overcome it? Fahmi, would you like to take this question?
Yeah, okay, Vincent. Okay. One of the challenges about the skill gaps. Okay, the citizen developers who assigned to involve in non-IT or maybe IT team with limited app development skills, also lack of knowledge to build the applications. So actually, we have to provide the necessary training, which comprehensive and support the bridge to bridge the gaps. Also, the next one, I think the integration challenge, because integrating the citizen developed application with the existing system and technologies maybe can be complex because there will be incompatibilities, maybe data transfer issues, and also lack of expertise may hinder successful integrations. So, however, both of these challenges, as far as we have experienced, have been well addressed by the Joget DX platform. This is due to the ease of usage offers, and which also minimize the skill gaps. And additionally, the availability of plugins and architecture that enables Joget to be easily integrated with the various systems and methods, I think enhance its capabilities. Yeah, I think that's Vincent, maybe that I can share.
Thank you so much, Fahmi, for taking that question. That's really insightful. So meanwhile, there will be some handouts on the chat, which you can avail yourself, and that will give you some insightful information about today's webinar, as well as the Joget platform. So we are about 15 minutes to the top of the hour, and we still have some more time for a few more questions here. And another folks, Mr. Muhammad has put in a question here asking, he is a non-technical finance manager working around manual processes like spreadsheets, emails, and printouts. If he wants to get started with Joget, how much time is typically needed for him to digitally transform? Fahmi, I believe this question is tailored for you.
Okay.
Over to you.
Yeah. From the demo that we saw earlier and the features offered by the Joget DX 8 tools, I think we can digitally transform process in a short amount of time. In fact, we were able to transform a simple customer onboarding form, right, in a matter of minutes. Of course, the complexity of applications requirement will add the estimated time needed. However, from the simple example given, hopefully it provides an overview that is offered by the Joget DX platform. Vincent.
Thank you so much, Fahmi, for taking that question. So we have another interesting one coming from the floor asking, can I integrate any third-party ERP software technologies like X-Way, SAP, Oracle, etc. with Joget? So, Gurujot, I believe this is directly towards you. So, would you like to take this question?
Sure, Vincent. Yeah, so actually with the API tool, as we saw in the process over the JSON API tool, With that configuration, the API builder features that are built into Joget, two-way integration with ERP systems that expose API or web services is just a matter of configuration. So there's no coding typically required. And in fact, those integrations with ERPs like SAP or Oracle, including technologies also as well like Axway AI, blockchain, they're very common use cases. And a lot of our clients leverage Joget as a tool for easy integration. So that's a major strength and differentiator of Joget. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you so much, Gurujo, for taking that question. Yeah, so we have got a lot of really great ones from the audience. And if you have more of those, please put it on. And if we might not be able to get to it, don't worry, as we certainly will be more than happy to follow up with you offline. And we have another one coming from Mr. John again, asking like, what were the other finance use cases that you can suggest where citizen development and low code is a good fit to implement? So, Fahmi, would you like to take this?
Yeah, based on our experience, other examples or use cases in the field of finance, such as based on our experience, right? In one central bank here, actually we utilize low-code platform to manage the workflow approval process integrated with the file transfer management system. And also in the other financial or credit service company here in Indonesia, we use this low-code platform to transform manual or paper-based form into digital formats. This one actually, we actually delivered more than 10 applications and more than 20 workflow inside it. So we believe that with the capabilities of this low-code platform, it can also be used for many use cases within your organizations.
Thank you so much, Fahmi, for taking that question. Yeah, we have another interesting one coming up here asking, what are the ways or how to actually add multiple buttons on the CIUD form, and what about the reports? So I believe this is tailored for you. Gurujo, would you like to take this question?
Sure, Vincent, absolutely. So in terms of the first part, which was how to add the multiple buttons on the CRUD form, you can do it using drag and drop. It's very, very easy using the inbuilt functionality and the tools in the data list builder. And the second point was reports. Reports are actually built in, they're out of the box. So you can actually leverage all components in the Joget application, for example, the forms or the data list to actually build out very comprehensive and beautiful reports. Super, super easy. So I hope that answers the question.
Thank you so much, Gurujo. Yeah, and we have another interesting one coming up asking that what are the potential risks or limitations of adopting citizen development in BFSI, and how they can be effectively mitigated? So I believe this is directed to you, Fahmi. Over to you.
Okay, yeah, the potential risk that we may face based on also our experience is first about the security and compliance risk, because citizen developers may lack expertise in security practices, so potentially leading to vulnerabilities in applications. For the mitigation, I think we should conduct regular security audits, maybe also employ the encryption and secure coding practices, and also leverage automated tools for vulnerability scanning and code analysis. However, from the platform itself, from the Joget DX platform, is actually already comply with the security compliance and already pass some security scanning as well. And the second one, I think about the integration and legacy system, because citizen developers might face challenges in integrating their application with the existing system or working with the legacy technologies. So for the mitigation, I think as maybe Gurujo answered before, actually Joget DX platform already have features that allows us to integrate with the other system via the plugins and architecture. So I think from the platform perspective, it's on the integration ready. I think yeah, I think that's all, Vincent.
Yeah, thank you so much, Fahmi, for taking that question. So with that, we are at about 9 minutes up the mark, and we have another. Let us go to one more last question before we wrap up for today's session. So there is someone asking that in common application builder, they are facing problems with performance issues because they are not native code languages. And how can Joget handle this common situation? I believe, Fahmi, would you like to take this question?
Yeah, actually, the performance of the applications is really dependent on the manufacturers, like maybe the server configuration or maybe the database performance itself. But I believe in Joget DX is especially from the version 7. I think there are a lot of performance improvement in terms of platform itself. So I believe this one already addressed in the newest version, especially in the Joget DX8. Yeah, I think that's all, Vincent.
Yep. Thank you so much, Fahmi and Gurujot, for taking all of these insightful questions and provide more meaningful information to our audience today. So, okay, we are almost coming to the end of today's session. And before we go, feel free to check out the Mokxa website at mokxa.com and follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter for regular updates on the various products and services that we offer. Also, I want to thank Fahmi and Gurujot once again for giving such a great presentation, demo, and great use cases. Very, very insightful information shared. And featured on the slide is our headquarters, which is located at Maryland, USA. Apart from that, we also have a global team from various regions and backgrounds across the globe. So, no matter which part of the world you are from, feel free to reach out to us at info@mokxa.com for any business solutions that you require. We will be more than happy to help. Finally, I want to thank you all once again for spending your valuable time with us in this rapid 1-hour webinar. Your presence has definitely made this session a successful one. Don't forget to provide your feedback through the survey form that will be directed to you after this session. Thank you all. This is Vincent Lee. I'm signing off from today. Stay safe and have a nice day. See you again.